One. Ladies and gentlemen, the show that I've been dreading for an entire week has arrived. Spags and I are going to eat an entire pizza while doing a best ball draft.
Yeah, will the pizza be adequately sized? We'll find out on the show, but we are going to do that. We also have Jameis Winston at quarterback, and we are doing a live best ball draft on Underdog and giving away a free Underdog hat while eating the pizza. So there is a lot of multitasking going on. So let's just get to the intro and do it. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Splash Play, the fantasy football podcast for every game under the sun. And today, the game I should pull out my pizza too, I guess. It's funny, like I was mentally prepared for this, but didn't think about the Vanna White showmanship we have to do. And your pizza is much bigger, I have to say.
Oh, wow.
So here's mine.
Is that a personal fan?
It's a medium. I thought the medium. I texted Pete this morning and was like, "Hey, what size pizza are we doing? Are we doing the full 18? Like, am I gonna be okay with a 14-incher?" And then Pete was like, "Oh, I'm not gonna be a stickler for it," which is the vaguest answer possible. And here we are, and he just completely pizza shamed me.
Yeah. Well, so like when I went to order from this place, they had small, medium, or they had medium, large, and extra large, and so I got large. I thought that was in the spirit of but you're getting roasted. They already said personal fan pizza. I will say I did use some performance enhancing drugs to help me out today.
I don't know what I should say anymore, given that I am starting a new job next Wednesday that I'm sure would have to be a professional, a fancy title and all of that. And I will say that I'm on a similar page as Pete. So if the show is even more scatterbrained than usual, tolerate it. And it's funny thing too, Pete, the one thing they say in broadcasting is like never eat into the mic because people hate it so much. It's a terrible sound. And we are doing an entire hour just of us eating into the mic.
Yeah. It's not great. But we put this on a Google form about 4 months ago, and by God, we got to see it through.
We do have to see it through. So we appreciate you guys for riding with us. All the pizza people out there joining us for this hour, whether you're eating a large, fully robust pizza like Pete or a little dinky one that maybe I would post about in a subreddit with shame about my pizza size. We appreciate you guys playing along. But the big news, Pete, before we get into the draft, Jameis Winston, starting QB, or at least the reports are that he's going to be. I think we're waiting for the official confirmation, but starting QB for the New Orleans Saints. I hate chewing and talking. How are you feeling about the situation, Pete? Because I got to say, I want to draft him so bad, no matter where we have to do it on Underdog today.
So yeah, the Schefter tweet, it was weird too, because he's like not even doing reporting. He just wrote QB1. Like he didn't even say Sean Payton has named him as the QB1, but I guess that's the implication. I'm excited about it. I think we know that he can implode. He's kind of the Ryan Fitzpatrick type where he could just, sink the team. But we also know it's going to be great for fantasy for as long as he's starting. He's going to push the ball downfield. I think the question is, does he have the weapons to really put up an elite quarterback season? Because this isn't Mike Evans and Chris Godwin anymore. You're dealing with Marquez Callaway and Traquan Smith. So I'm happy about it, but I don't think I'm going to get too crazy reaching on him.
I think the thing for me is that, to me, all right, and this is going to be a hot take. I know last week we had the $100 bet. I don't know that I have a bet for this one, Pete, but I think Jameis Winston is going to make this team very lively this year to be in contention to make the Super Bowl. And they were pretty close last year, and I do think Drew Brees actively inhibited the team, and I'm a little scared making this take publicly because that was an exact take that Bill Simmons had on his podcast this morning, talking with Mike Francesa, two titans of analysis and prognosticating these things. But for me, I just think Jameis, the fact he's willing to throw the deep ball, the fact that with Sean Payton coaching him, like he's probably going to put the reins in him about as well as you can. And a defense too. Football Outsiders has New Orleans, which I didn't even realize, as a top 5 DVOA team. Where you go? What is going on here? Just you need to hydrate to get the pizza down is what it seems.
Yeah, I forgot my glass was a little far from me.
I have a 16-ounce glass of Diet Coke and also water here to try to get through this as best as possible while keeping my mouth moist. Disgusting phrase to say ever on the show. But I don't know. I just feel like Jameis, to me, just being willing to throw the deep ball, being an aggressive thrower, I think he's going to get the most out of Callaway too. He's going to get the most out of Traquan Smith, whatever they're going to do at tight end, whether it be Johnson or I guess if Troutman is healthy enough to go. I just believe that this team is going to be good. And I think honestly, betting markets too, if you have legal betting in your state, I think taking a futures on the Saints wouldn't be the wildest move at all.
That sounds pretty wild, Spags.
You were going to be done with this pizza by the halfway point of the show, but we are. I honestly feel like perhaps performance enhanced, Pete. Not quite the showman as you are normally with your charisma.
No, I'm fucking charismatic as hell. I've tried to eat.
So I guess I'll fill the air a little bit more. I guess I can.
Are we doing this draft?
Yeah, let's do it. If you want to cue it up, we can go. So if you're eating a pizza, I guess tweet the @SplashPlayPod handle. Also follow it. We do follow back everybody on that handle, unless you're like a porn account, some porn account followed. And I was like, I can't. I'm not going to follow the natural amateurs that are trying to get a follower up. But everybody else, we will follow back on @SplashPlayPod. And if you tweet us, we'll give you a pick during the draft. If like we have too many coming through, we got our guy Willis tweeting us. I think, Pete, should it be they collectively get one pick if they're pizza fam or
hang
how
on,
you handle it?
I never agreed to this, and we are doing a Best Ball Mania team. I can't be letting the chat fucking.
It was my big idea for community building. I thought you'd be on board.
The people say you're lying that you've never followed John back.
That I didn't follow who back?
John said on Twitter he followed Splash Play and you didn't follow him back.
Oh, if he's a private account, then no.
Okay.
Because like I don't know if people want to keep their privacy, and I felt weird about that. Like even Pete, like I think your wife is private, and I remember following her from the Splash Play handle, and I was like, I don't want to. Or somebody was where it just was like, oh, I don't want to be like a creep. Like I don't know. So private accounts, you're the one exclusion.
Yeah. My wife is not on Twitter. Don't go creeping for her.
She's on Instagram though, and I just remember her delicious baked goods.
Don't go creeping on her there either.
You can creep her on Instagram. That's what everybody does. That's what we all say.
Are you gonna eat your pizza, Spag?
I'm just trying to keep a functional show going.
Right. Don't make us take any dusty old players.
Also, are we eating crust, by the way?
I've been.
Okay.
I mean, I don't like having to. I will say, Spags, tell the people about your interaction with Gretsch last night. You got a tweet out of nowhere.
That's right. So we were talking a little bit before the show, but basically, it's been sort of busy around here because it looks like we're going to be moving east to try to make my commute to, not my commute, but I basically have to go to travel about once a month, I guess, for this job. I'll be starting next Wednesday. And basically trying to get the travel time down because we have the baby on the way. And that's going to be clearly a big, from what I've heard, it's a big time suck. It sounds like
from what you've heard.
Yeah. The buzz of the street is that it's apparently a lot of work doing that whole thing. So, trying to get the flight times down to somewhere reasonable. So it looks like we're going to be moving back east, closer to where my girlfriend's family is while we, get off the ground there. And then basically not paying any attention to social media at all. So I saw this tweet from Gretsch last night and was like, that seems really out of left field for Gretsch. Like, I know, like, I like Gretsch. Maybe like he's doing a show with Pete, and then Pete made this take because, we had the Mike Davis take last week. I feel like he or Melvin Gordon, one of these guys, or hopefully both these guys can finish in the top 12 in PPR points. But anyway, saw the tweet from Gretsch, was confused, but I did immediately assume it was a Pete show. Thought it was actually ship chasing because I know you guys were doing shows every night. But then saw the randomizer. It all came together. But it definitely is one of those things where it's like, how do I even respond here? And I'm like crafting a tweet that's like ribbing back, but not too mean. And the best approach I had was using U.S. News and World College rankings to debunk the point.
And then when did you realize that he was on the randomizer show? Hang on, real quick. We got to pick.
Okay. All right, so, I feel like Ridley feels a little bit lofty here, but I think that'd be the move for me.
Yeah, and I think because one of these running backs will probably still come back to us. If we want one.
So that works for me. But yeah, really one of those things where I knew it had to be Pete content, just what Pete content it was going to be. I had to take a second to figure out and dig through, but then I ended up watching the rest of the randomizer show. I had a great time, Pete, so kudos to you.
That's actually part of my user growth technique is to have current guests attack random people, and then they're forced to come in and figure out what's watching. And I go, I got you in your eyeballs.
the thing too is, Pete, we've talked in the past that like sometimes our engagement between each other, we don't have a lot of follower overlap. So if we do banter back and forth, it's just like the followers don't trickle over from my Osmo following, my Barstool following, Pete's burgeoning following from every site out there. And also, of course, his own audience. So I was like, why does this tweet have 25 likes between me and Gretch? Like, that doesn't seem like a big connection that people would always be going for. So that was a big part, was that your influence was so strong that I knew it had to be some sort of bit.
Spags, I'm fucking crushing.
Here's where I am. I'm definitely have to make some work going in the second half for my
that's
my
like 2
pizza.
bites. I'm already past the halfway point. 3 more slices.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you say your performance enhancement level was for the situation?
So I knew I needed to get high about an hour before to just get max munchies. The problem was I had a fairly important call at 2:00. So I had to I stayed real quiet. I just kind of nodded, and then the pizza's just sitting right next to me, and I just wafting over me because I knew I had to go right from that to this.
Was this a video call too?
Yeah. I was like, my eyes look so red.
So, again, this is the kind of content you can only get from Splash Play. We are ramping up for the season. Our pick is up too. Do we want to go running back, or do we want to go 0 RB and maybe go a Waller or an AJ Brown?
I mean, I will say, yeah, I'm good with either of those. I would say Eckler or AJ Brown. What do you think?
I'm thinking, I think we got to try to get Kyle Pitts then if we're not going to get Waller, but I would take AJ Brown or Waller.
Yeah, let's do AJ Brown.
Okay.
You mean over Eckler?
Yeah, I think just going wide receiver or tight end, I think we can keep it pure for now. And I want to get Kyle Pitts on the way back, but I don't know if that's going to happen.
Yeah, that one. No, he'll be there. He'll be there in the late third. You can get Kyle Pitt in the early fourth. We should be fine.
Okay, good. So I hate that I'm chewing into a microphone. I just know from my brain of having heard this on Shock Jock radio, even going back to that it's just the one thing you're not supposed to do. And I just feel like there's somebody out there, maybe it's ASMR, maybe that's sort of made it normal, but I feel terrible for anybody who's listening to this and watching this.
How loud is my chewing?
It's not coming through that loud for me, but I do keep it a little bit lower on the mix for myself over here. So maybe it's worse for the people. If the chat wants to tell us, let us know. And if we can make it a little bit more tolerable, I'm happy to do that. Turn over here and eat like a mouse, like in a Disney film. Okay. Chewing not bad. That works.
The main reason I'm tilting is because the last time I did a pizza challenge like this, it was the DraftKings pizza challenge. And I didn't play it right at all. It was the Alter Ego Man's. He got excited because he wanted to stream it, but he had a big late lunch and then ordered a pizza at 6. And it was just the dumbest thing, but he was too excited to stream. This time I really planned ahead. Had an early dinner, a little of the devil's grass. We're ready to go.
Yeah, last night I was like, I'm going to get a salad. And instead my girlfriend had to go watch her friend's cats. So she was out and I was like, you know what? I'll just get Wiener Schnitzel. So I got 4 Wiener Schnitzel hot dogs and Thousand Island dressing fries and their version of McFlurry, which is nowhere near a McFlurry, just to be clear, but it does the job. And definitely not the prep you do for eating. I think from what I've heard from competitive eaters, you have to eat you want to keep your stomach expanded, which has been no issue for me post-pandemic, unfortunately. But are you fucking A? That's too much pizza. You were
final slice.
I mean, I have the rest of the show. I'm approaching this, in a plus EV way, I think. Oh, are we on the clock? Right.
Yeah, we're on the clock. I Dobbins or another receiver. We can get Pitts in the fourth.
Okay. I like Cooper Kupp. I do, we're not going to stack him or anything, but I think he's another guy who could have upside weeks. Also, a lot of crack rock talk, which I did watch part of Ship Chasing. I had enough of your content for the day, but I was impressed with you and Gretch going so long. But crack rock owns a dispensary. Is that what he's used his best ball winnings for?
I think so. He's a man of mystery. I don't really know the backstory to owning that dispensary.
I don't know how you get the name Crack Rock. I feel like you must have asked that at some point.
Yeah, and I don't even remember the story.
Did it involve a crack rock? Would be one of my thoughts.
It wasn't that good. I think it was something with a misunderstanding or a typo in a group chat or something.
Okay. I guess that's a little better than I was smoking crack and started winning at
Spags.
baseball.
Spags. Final bite under 15 minutes. DraftKings Pizza Challenge redemption.
So was this like, were we doing a speed run here, or I thought we were just, go through the hour, but I also did say eating contest at some point, so I'm not. That's impressive. I don't know what to say.
Hang on, we're on the clock.
Okay. I think it's Kyle Pitts time.
Did he go?
Uh-uh.
Shit. No. Now we're on the clock. I think no. You want to get Pitts?
Yep.
All right, Pitts it is.
I am also very much team Kyle Pitts. That is the one young guy, perhaps we can agree on, though I don't know if you feel like he actually is appropriately ranked for an ADP.
Hang on, I just need to go to my standing desk so I can take a proper bow.
Okay. Da, 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 da.
The deposit king, the pizza king. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
That was a hell of a showing.
I will say, Spags, I honestly wasn't in my head. It wasn't like I want to do a contest, but the way I operate when I eat is like once my stomach settles, then I'm really full. Like even if I eat just a little bit and then I wait, my stomach settles. So I knew to do this, I had to just inhale it. I think if I would have done the slow strat, I would have gotten too full along the way.
Are you gonna like feel bad throughout the back half of the show?
No, I'm not gonna feel bad. Do you know what? The thing that I hate about pizza is how salty it is, and I'm just gonna be chugging water the rest of the day, and I'll probably wake up in the middle of the night just dehydrated and drink a Poland spring water like I'm Evan Silva.
The man does make a good usage out of his drinking on a show. And another one, too, where I don't mind the sound of him drinking on a show. I feel like it's part of the ambient noise that just makes me get into an ETR stream.
All right, I'm good. I'm back in the sobered up. Got my lunch, ready to be a professional streamer again.
And our team's honestly coming along pretty well, I feel like.
It's very nice. I feel like you've been radicalized as a zero RB guy, or you're just trying to pander to the audience after all your previously bad takes.
Now, I take what's there in front of me, and I feel like that's sort of the main thing that I think sometimes gets lost, where it's some of the tweets too, like I got from people who are like, I'm not going to use one of your bits because the toxic thing, like I know that's become an ironic thing, but I do think people just being super acidic when it's like, oh, like this, like how could you believe in Mike Davis and Melvin Gordon? That's the worst take ever. It's like, there's a fucking lot of bad takes that win people a lot of money in fantasy every year. And I feel like that's the thing where you just don't know until the season starts. And quite frankly, for the Mike Davis part of it, I think week one's going to be, even if you don't believe in Mike Davis and you drafted him somehow in your season long league, sell him after week one, because I think he's going to destroy against Philadelphia. I think that's the kind of thing people just don't like. They have no foresight with it. And they heard, not guys like you, but Pete, but like, guys who were like sharper than them. And they're like, oh yeah, they say Mike Davis sucks. He must suck. And I just think it's a lot less binary than that.
I will admit, I muted that thread immediately because I was like, I'm not just dealing with these guys. I don't know. I hate Twitter back and forth just because they just never seem to be productive conversations. So I did mute that, but I'm sorry that you had to battle the trolls about your take.
It was honestly just like, there was one guy in the YouTube comments on our Splash Play channel too. I gave him like a sick burn about people not liking him. It wasn't necessary, but it was just like, just ribbing back for being kind of mean in the way that I would do. But yeah, on that Twitter thread, there was like just one guy who was like really mean. And then one guy I thought made good points. Like, yeah, for Dynasty, you probably don't want Mike Davis. For certain formats, you definitely don't. But for best ball, for a 1 year ride here, the guy that there's just less and less competition. He's been little fingering him behind the scenes. Like, I think a lot of room for Mike Davis to be good this year.
Yes. I'm still not seeing it, but I understand the arguments for it. It's not like I think people have lost their minds. It's not the bet I want to make, but I get it. Okay. We are on the clock. Okay. Wide receivers flying like crazy. What jumps out to you here?
I mean, now it does feel like perhaps it's time to go to running back because, and who's right there looking pretty good is one Mike Davis. We could probably get him on the turn. So,
oh yeah, we can definitely. I put Sanders in the queue for now.
I like Sanders. He had a very high touch rate last year, which is one of the stats that I hold in some degree of esteem. I also wouldn't hate taking a QB here, but I guess now that's passed. But yeah, philosophically, I feel like it wouldn't have been a bad move.
In this draft room, you can even like Mike Davis is going to be more like a pick 80 pick in this draft room.
Yeah.
No one likes him. This is why there's no wide receivers, because I guess I also think that we could make a case to draft a wide receiver as well, just because it could get really bad here.
Also, I just need to point out, everybody, I don't want to lean into the being mocked for the pizza size here because I just made the choice I made for a show. But this particular slice,
this is such bullshit, dude. That's like as big as your nose. Like it's like so small. Like what is going on?
You know, it's definitely it's like something they would make in one of those art exhibits where they make tiny food, and that's what this pizza slice is. Anyway, I have to admit, when it's there right for me, it's definitely, I'm a little bit ashamed of this pizza.
Yeah. Dude, what about Visca?
I am still team Marvin Jones out of the teams, out of the overall here. Yeah, I feel like this is a time to take Mike Davis, I think, and we're really covered at running back.
No, we can get Mike Davis coming back.
No, if we don't get Mike Davis and we took Laviska Shenault, the wide receiver 4 in Jacksonville.
Can we do it? Can we do another bet on just Visca versus Mike Davis?
Visca versus, okay, what, another 100 for Mike Davis, the PPR points?
We can do Underdog, the half-point PPR.
Okay, that's fine.
Let's use Underdog for our bets format.
Oh, okay. Well, I was accounting for full PPR, but that's fine.
I mean, full PPR probably works against you, honestly.
I suppose that might be. Depends how many targets Visca gets. I guess would be the question, but maybe if he keeps up his 5 targets, low A dot, I think we'll be okay.
Let me make a note. I just need an ongoing tally of all these Benjamins you owe me.
I mean, I'm also buying a house too, and so that was one other thing. Is like,
wait, you're buying a house?
You're buying a house in the Pennsylvania area, close to Philadelphia. And if it falls through, we'll go to the New Jersey one. And the guy who we're buying from, I learned today, is a high school coach, and he has a game today, and he wants to get the deal closed before the game today.
And wait, you're just glossing over news. You're moving to the East Coast?
Mm-hmm.
You didn't tell me that.
Well, I thought I said it in the earlier part when I was talking about the Gretsch thing, but yeah, we're moving for the baby reasons and to be closer to flying to Louisville for there's one detail.
So your preferred spot is Philadelphia, you said, and then
we're either going to be in the New Jersey side or the Pennsylvania side. But we're making an offer on this house. We're basically good room to put in a pool, has a little basketball court, has like all the space we need, a basement where I can make into like both a quote unquote man cave and also a little production studio for myself. So
are you putting offers down on the sight unseen, or do you have someone looking at it?
We did a video tour and they have the disclosures as well, and we feel comfortable enough with that.
Nice, dude.
We're gonna get the inspection will be a part of like the final offer or whatever, but yeah.
New baby, new job, new coast.
Yeah.
Incredible. Congratulations.
Yeah, it is a lot. It's a lot of life changes at once, Pete. I really have to develop myself into a more responsible and more functional human being who doesn't get stoned at 11 a.m. and eat pizza. Before going to our first in-person ultrasound for the baby.
Yeah, we're all making sacrifices today. I mean, mine's in the rearview mirror though. I'm feeling good.
Dropped my pillow too. Everything's falling apart here.
What's going on over there?
There's a printer. I mean, there's nothing. And also my girlfriend's stapler, which I fucking hate. Like, this is such a gaudy stapler.
That is.
Like,
who still uses a stapler with regularity?
It's like fucking Dolly Parton stapler. Like, I don't need much shittier than Dolly Parton would have though.
I will also say it's a long day for me. At 4 p.m., I'm doing a stream with Liam, my chess coach. We're gonna do hand and brain chess and hand and brain best ball draft at the same time, and then we have 2 main event drafts tonight on Ship Chasing, one at 7 and one at 10. So
Ship Chase, you guys are grinding for this run here for the drafts, and like that is a lot of content. I love doing content for Splash Play. Pete, you know, we both enjoy doing the show as much as we can, but the Ship Chasing level really going far beyond the way that I'm personally very impressed by.
Well, we're normally just, once a week, but yeah, during draft season, the main event drafts all kind of open up in a tight window. Like in an ideal world, they would have spread out throughout the summer, but they're just all at the same time. Okay, I am so sorry. Alejandro doesn't even like Mike Davis. He did it just as a troll.
Oh,
I know he did
hurtful. I mean, I hope he enjoys them. He's going to win probably everything now.
Don't doubt me, Drico. Please doubt me. I dare you.
I mean, honestly, we could take DJ Chark at this point, and I wouldn't hate it because we can get that Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
All right. I don't love DJ Chark overall, but I do think in this one scenario where I feel good about Miles Sanders overall too. But Mike Davis, I'm so sad. That's me. And if Alejandro did do that deliberately.
Oh, he did. He's been trolling. I did a draft with him the one I did with Karain on Thursday morning. He was trolling me with his selections as well. It's what he does.
That bastard. How dare. This is when you get too big of a platform and then people just start to needle you just enough. Just they know where you're going to go.
I meant to or actually let's focus on this pick and then I'll see here. Also, Spags, I'm getting a little bit of echo coming from your
am I?
Yeah.
Let's see, maybe.
Or hearing, not echo as much as just hearing myself.
Oh, I might have turned it. You might be up a little too loud. That's weird. I must be too must put you up too high in the mix. There we go. All right, that's an annoying noise. Sorry. Yeah, so also I guess we should talk about the show plan moving forward too, because I know we're hammering that out. I will have more details that hopefully will be correlated to what I'm figuring out with my job stuff next week or starting next week. But possibilities of some more shows, not going to be the same schedule as last year. We're not going to be doing the Sunday night streams. But if you are watching this show for the first time because you heard us two buffoons were going to eat a pizza here and Pete was going to crush his in 15 minutes and ruin the drama of the entire hour here. I've also got 2 slices left in my little pizza. So if you're hoping to see vomit, probably not likely. But we will be having some more content coming up here. So subscribe to the YouTube channel and follow at Splash Play Pod, as well as at Peter Overzet and at Chris Spags.
Yep. So I think both Robinson and Hunt look nice here. Hunt in particular, since we already have a lot of Jags. What do you think?
Man, I do think just capturing the Jacksonville offense is intriguing to me, and we can do that now with Robinson.
I'm honestly open to it. I think this is the right price for him here.
I think it's going to be a competent offense. I think this one I'm a little bit less hot taking on. I actually don't know what the Jags win total is. Let's see with that. But I think they're a team that's going to have just the Urban Meyer bump, just having a competent team and a running back you can rely on, even with ATN going down. I think they're in a good spot to exceed whatever the win total is that I'm going to look up right now.
I think, Willis, that's my third Robinson share. It's has not been a priority target, but that's why I do these drafts with you guys, because then you give me diversity in my portfolio.
This might not be an accurate line, but Jags 6.5 wins. I don't know. I think they can get to 7, especially with the 17 game.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, if I like James Robinson in that I do think he's going to catch some passes. I don't think Carlos Hyde's going to steal, pass down work for him. So I think he'll have a decent floor and then a nice ceiling if the offense happens to be maybe better than we think.
Yeah, and they were giving him so many touches last year when the carries were meaningless and the games were meaningless too. But he had a preposterous amount of touches down that stretch where even when they were playing from behind, they were still giving him his work. And different team. I don't think it's going to be run the same way. But I do think that Urban Meyer is going to bring just the sway of the cult of personality. He's won at every place he's been. I feel like people kind of forget that. And maybe it's just because college coaches never really make that jump, or at least historically have not been great making the jump. Well,
did you hear the Sports Edge blurb that a lot of the players are already kind of fed up with him and some of his antics?
Yeah. But I think that's the kind of thing, though, where if you have the coach and maybe they're coming in firing hot and it's been an organization that's been a little bit weaker. Though I think Marone was also supposed to be a hard ass. Well, I don't know. It just feels like maybe you got to clean the culture up then, and you keep the guys who are going to stay. And then Trevor Lawrence, he's going to do whatever coach says. He seems to me like the biggest coach's boy out of all the coaches in this, or the QBs in this draft.
Yeah. I could see that. I just realized that you before we took Visca, you said your favorite guy at cost on the Jags was Marvin Jones, and he's the one Jaguar player we didn't end up with.
Oh, did somebody take him already? Oh, yeah. Oh, that's. I think he's going to have the best touchdown outlook. I think he's going to have the most red zone targets. I think he's going to be the adults in the room here, where Urban Meyer's kind of shit talked everybody. I guess not really Laviska. He's not shit talked Laviska very much, but yeah. What's going on over there?
Just blowing my nose, man. Just blowing right through it.
Hit some lines.
Gotta get a little energy here for the second half. Please don't cancel me. I'm not doing lines.
Oh, hey, we also got the gender apparently, or the sex for the baby, and we're no gender reveal family here. But after heavy odds on girl, apparently it's a boy.
It's a boy.
Hey,
congratulations! Breaking it live on stream. Did you just get a text?
Yeah, my girlfriend just texted me from the other room, so that is which I appreciate. You
want to go over there and have a moment? I can hold it.
That's fine. I'll see her.
I mean, I'll give you a few minutes. I mean,
No, this is a sacrifice to make for content, Pete, even when it's content that we don't pay for. But I'm excited to have a boy, but I can't wait to fucking Todd Marinovich the shit out of this kid.
Oh, you can name it Mike Davis. There you go.
Where we go. You want to take a QB here?
I don't see any good stacks right here.
Melvin Gordon. Take Melvin Gordon.
No.
You didn't take Mike Davis. You had to take Melvin Gordon.
We're going to get Melvin Gordon later.
This is crap. I'm deeply upset. AJ Dillon, what do we think? They just paid fucking Aaron Jones the moon, and AJ Dillon is where we're going. Melvin Gordon's the one. Teddy Bridgewater is going to be not running as much as Drew Lock did, Pete. I'll tell you what.
This guy just finds out he's going to be the father to a boy, and I won't even give him Melvin Gordon.
It's deeply upsetting. This is it's not how we treat new fathers here, Pete. When you have a child, I will never let you draft all of LaVisca Chenault one of my streams.
Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. It's this is my portfolio, and I can't be having these Melvin Gordon shares on here.
It's bullshit, man.
You don't need to take him here. He will be here in the next round.
If we can get him, that's fine. I just feel like now we have too many running backs.
Yeah, and that's why we have to wait. I think we got to take Henry Ruggs.
I'm just gonna crush pizza. Sad pizza here. Take Melvin Gordon.
No, we can get. Okay, I'll Venmo you $10 if Melvin Gordon doesn't fall back to us.
Okay, fine.
Thank you.
This bull. Henry Ruggs. What are we gonna bank on his one catch a fucking week and hope it goes for 100 yards?
Spags, just let me work. Just let me work.
Mr. 20 touch Melvin Gordon. Doesn't fucking run Teddy Bridgewater because his leg is like just an encased sausage. Oh, I'm spitting Pete's on the mic. I hate myself. I hate everything.
This is what now someone think. I want you guys to think how genius this little side bet is here. I'm basically, some would say, okay, well now you have a $35 entry going into a contest here it should be a $25 entry. However, someone is going to want to take him just to trigger the buyout to you. What that means is they're making a suboptimal decision on their roster, which I think mitigates this turning into a $35 entry for me.
Look, I'm comfortable with you approaching it however you need to get to plus EV. I think it's fine. I just think it was mean to not give me Mike Davis and Melvin Gordon on this day of my son's whatever gender sex.
Do you guys have a baby registry?
We do. Alex is actually my girlfriend is setting it up because I guess Amazon gives moms certain things if they do like 3 different checklist items before the baby is born, and they give you like a free bundle of baby things. So she's doing that.
Okay, well, I'm scratching it. I'm not sending you $10 on Venmo. I'm getting you something for $10 from your baby registry.
Okay, thank you. We accept that. I'll keep you in the loop. I mean, honestly, that might be all the bets we have to make throughout the year, Pete. I don't know if you heard, baby's time consuming and apparently expensive is the other buzz on the street item that I've heard.
Yeah, I've been paying off my debts in diapers for years now.
So we're fucking moving to Pennsylvania. Can't afford to live in LA and send a kid to private school. Like you look at some of the school things and like it's horrifying if you're planning ahead because like you'll see a house that's fantastic and it's like, oh, the school district, everything is a 2. So we really have to hope that we break good for this one.
There you go.
Yeah.
I mean, in how far outside of Philly did you say this place is?
It's like 25 minutes or so. It's Havertown. If anybody knows Philadelphia, or Pennsylvania area, I don't know that stuff very well. I liked an area called Media, Pennsylvania, but we will be closer, Pete, and we will have a guest room. So, just feel free whenever you want to come see the finer sights of Philadelphia, a place that I never thought I would live in my life.
I just need your address so I can have some guys come, crack some knees here if you don't pay up on these Mike Davis bets.
There's going to be so many throughout the year. For the ride or die picks, which will be back this year in some form, Mike Davis for week 1 for me is going to be like the 10-pointer. He's going for 200 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Well, like I said, with my Mafia play, that's why we're calling it ride or die this year, because one of us is going to die.
I'm glad to see the Q has Melvin Gordon there. We'll see we'll see who screws us over.
Please, I would much rather send him a 24-pack of pacifiers. I'm begging you.
Oh yeah, actually, historical anomaly is throwback to before the show started. I mentioned the place that I ordered pizza from because I just didn't know where to get a pizza from at 10 o'clock here on the West Coast in the morning. Ended up ordering from a place called Corleone Pizza because I was like, oh, like Godfather name, sure, it can't be that bad. And historical anomaly says Corleone Pizza, the perfect for the announcement of the son. Quite the gender reveal. Congrats. I agree. That's if ever there's a movie that's all about great parenting, it's The Godfather.
Oh my God, you just got so bailed out because I was going to kick the Melvin Gordon can down the road and take Tannehill to stack with A.J. Brown. And I still kind of want to do something else and kick it down the road because no one's going to take him.
No, he is there. He's in the queue. You can't change the queue.
The bet still stands.
No, he's not even vaccinated. You can't take Gabriel Davis. Those guys are going to be fucking passing COVID left and right the entire season.
The bet still stands. I know that we can get him at a cheaper price.
Oh, come on.
I'm begging someone to take Melvin Gordon.
Even Alejandro didn't take him, and he's watching the show and being mean to us. Even he was like, fine, I'll give up Melvin Gordon. Now, how are they going to pass up the value that Melvin Gordon represents given Teddy Bridgewater doesn't run the ball? Are you
hopefully learning a valuable lesson here as Melvin Gordon does not go? I just had you wait 2 times because that's what you're supposed to do, Spags.
Yeah, unless Melvin Gordon pops off for 1,500 yards this year in a contract year, but he's trying to get one more deal. Maybe he's not Todd Gurley.
This pick is fine at the right price, and we have now made it the right price. You wanted to get it in bad, and I said, whoa. I'm the one showing the maturity of a father.
Yes. You really sunned me here, Pete. I'll tell you what, I've never been put more in my place on a live stream than today.
I like you calling Spags my guest. We are joint co-hosts, and I can overrule him whenever I please.
That's true. That is the relationship we have, and it's an unfortunate one. It's an abusive one sometimes.
What do you think the odds he makes it back in the 13th?
I think at this point you might as well pass it him one more fucking time and take Trevor Lawrence so we don't get sniped there. But
reverse psychology works well on me.
If they take Trevor Lawrence, I'm gonna be very sad.
Oh my God.
Gabe Davis. I really do think though, I would not take any unvaccinated players right now. If they're not vaccinated, I would just take them off the list.
I mean, or what? Or you just do. I mean, Tannehill just got COVID. I mean,
that's true.
Yeah, I don't know.
So yeah, I mean, but that's if it's he's vaccinated though, and it's still going to be less. It's going to be less of a period of time that he would be out if he is. Or I think he's supposed to be vaccinated. I might just be making that up entirely. I don't know. All right.
I'm posting the chat, a link in the chat. This is a form to fill out to win an Underdog hat. Oh, yeah. The good people over at Underdog Fantasy have given me a hat to give out on every one of my best ball streams through these wonderful holidays of 12 days of best ball. Fill out that form. I just posted it in the link or in the chat again, and we will do a drawing at the end of the show.
There you go. So that is an exciting one. The link is in the chat right now. Check it out. Actually, I'll tweet it from the handle too. But that is nice of them. I feel like finally, as an investor, you're finally getting the dividends that I was hoping you would get. Free hats for people.
Yes, this has always been the long play for me when I got into bed with Underdog, was to just wring about $200 worth of hats out of them.
That was really that's always a long con. It's always about the hats, as any great criminal will tell you.
Yeah.
I gotta click through this link. Damn it.
Oh yeah, Nez won one the other day. He has one on the way.
Actually, wait, no. It kind of defeats the purpose if I tweet the link out, right? So I won't tweet the link.
Yes, out. No. This is for the chat only. None of these Twitter rent seekers. The guys that are only on there to just retweet giveaways. We don't need those people. We need the true diehards hanging out with us today.
Also, Nas is in the chat. Nas can confirm I did follow him back. Or Naz, excuse me. Sorry, not Naz. Nas would also be.
I was like, Nas in the chat. What up?
Yeah, finally. The king of Queensbridge showing up. No, we are following people back. I'm following you back on the Splash Play pod handle right now on the show because that's the giving spirit I'm in. So go follow us on there and you can see all of our show announcements. And we try our best. I especially don't want to overtweet because I know Pete can do the majority of the heavy lifting with his tweet output. His sass really is what I would say.
Man, I forget to tweet. Sometimes I log in and I see these people, these just farmers who have gotten up at 4 a.m. to work in the land in farm engagement. And I'm like, I should put on my straw hat and get in the field with the rest of the people. But Sometimes I like to stay inside in the shade, the cold glass of lemonade, and just kind of watch the farmers toil out in the field.
Is there a rocking chair?
The sun beating down on them. They're sweating because their replies are too overwhelming. And I'm in there fanning myself, reading Gone with the Wind on paperback.
Oh, now you're canceled. We don't do Gone with the Wind anymore. Trevor Lawrence has to be the pick.
Yes, 100% agree. And I just want you to know we played that perfectly.
Austin in the chat asking, no nasty IPA to pair with my pizza. No, because again, we're doing the OBGYN after this. So I figured just the other performance enhancing substances was enough. And that and pizza, I think, are the two things. I can't bring alcohol to the baby looking at the baby viewing window.
Does your girlfriend know that you took PEDs before?
Oh yeah, she knows. She knows that's just part of the deal here. That's just part of living. The level though of which perhaps maybe not aware. But we'll level out. We'll get back to where we need to be. It's hard. It's honestly, this has been a crazy amount of shit to do. Like figuring out how to buy a house is a fucking hassle, man. Do you own, Pete? Like, do you own where you live?
We own our condo. Yes.
Okay. So like the first time you did it, like they don't teach you this shit in school. And like, I luckily worked for bankrate.com as one of my last job, actually, working in public relations before going to media stuff full time. And like, they don't teach you this in school. And I feel like they should easily teach you about closing costs over half the shit that we learned and like all those various things.
I mean, if I could redo my high school, it would be just like half home ec, learning how to code and learning how to buy a house. I mean, those are basically all the only classes you need. All right. We are on the clock again. We could look at another quarterback, maybe. Matt Ryan here to go with Pitts. Done at quarterback.
And Ridley.
Oh, I mean, come on.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I think that's good.
Look at us.
See, look, finally get on the same page after you tortured me and finally took Melvin Gordon and we healed as a couple. That's what we did. That was our relationship there. It was Melvin Gordon.
Yeah. You wanted to pull the goalie too early on Melvin Gordon. And
Story of my life.
And I wanted to use protection for a couple more rounds.
Also, this is the last piece of crust for me. So my baby pizza will also be completely emptied out here. I'll show just for, there we go.
Let's see it. Let's see the proof.
Oh, sure. One more time for everybody in the back. That is a tiny cafeteria pizza that is gone laid to waste here in the name of football.
I mean, that pizza was so small, you should probably bring a snack to the ultrasound.
Honestly, that pizza could have been made like into the SNL pizza taco, like very easily, and it just would have been normal taco sized.
Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, imagine if you had Mike Davis as well for the Falcons stack. That's true. Capturing that Falcons offense, a very prolific offense that it'll be this year under Arthur Smith.
This was a little also a joke at Brian because he one time pronounced the Falcons as the Fulcons, and they don't let him live it down anymore.
Where's Brian from? Like I don't like locate like his accent wise.
I mean, I think he was born in Chicago. I guess I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like he's got one of those ones where you could tell me like any part of America and I'd been like, yeah, that's a classic accent from that region.
FF Doom is the queue open for that? Because
yeah.
I
think that was at 11 Pacific, so 2 Eastern.
Okay, I'm getting in.
Guys, you got to support the ladies.
Yeah, I'm stoked. I want to get that Wilson moment too. That first moment on the site, the block.
Let's see, on sale. Oh yeah, I'm not eligible for the queue.
Oh, must be a rent seeker.
Got to go to the general queue, I suppose. Let's see, waiting room.
Head to the general queue with all the plebes.
Yeah, 45 minutes for that one. Oh well.
I think that's the one I'm actually into.
Like you didn't collect enough at WNBA moments, given that they didn't exist.
Well, let me make sure. I shouldn't be. What? Let me see what's going on here. Yeah, I'm not eligible for the priority queue. What happened? I thought I was a Top Shot influencer.
Did you dump all your stuff with the prices going back up?
No.
Oh.
Taking those basketball vids to the grave, brother.
I have a bunch of shit in my collection, but it's all like 35,000 out of 37,000. And it's the stuff I couldn't sell for any sort of yield.
It's also, I will say it's just a pain in the ass to like list and delist things and change prices if you have, a bunch of moments. And so I've just kind of taken the approach to not touch it and instead sell far more valuable things like my CryptoPunk.
I actually put my Dapper wallet as part of my application that you have to put for the house where you're like proof of your assets.
Seriously? There's no way they're accepting that.
It's part of it. It's cryptocurrency. Like I can do it whenever I need to. I'm choosing not to.
Banks don't acknowledge. They won't even acknowledge you if you don't have.
Wait, who are we drafting?
Oh shit! We have 8 seconds.
Which I don't know.
Shit.
No, Rashad Perriman. Good. After you wrote about him apparently getting demoted.
He might not even make the team, but do you want to know what I dodged? Leonard Fournette.
Oh, yeah, that's good. Lombardi Lenny.
I hate this team so much. I actually love it. Like the Jacksonville and Atlanta double stacks are so nice.
Yeah, we're dominating the Southeast. Like if the Southeast offenses pop off, we're going to be doing great.
All right, let's regroup. Let's refocus.
I feel like for some reason you're more disoriented than when you were eating the pizza.
I was on fire while I was eating the pizza. I was so dialed in. And now I'm having lots of thoughts. I think we should take Gio.
Really? Okay. Look at this point. Oh, Jameis is there. I don't mind just taking a naked Jameis.
No, we don't need it. We don't need a third QB.
Oh, all right.
Well, let's keep looking around. We do need another tight end.
We do need another tight end.
This list sucks.
I wish that Pittsburgh wasn't Pittsburgh because I do think that Freiermuth is going to be pretty good, but I just don't see the volume being there.
Yeah.
Hooper, I think, is the only guy you can make a case for. But even that's still competing for a long.
Are you not watching, Weezen? Are you just listening to the audio? I literally at the last button clicked the button at the last minute.
It's funny. I thought you were just being dramatic, and then I was like, "Oh shit, there's 10 seconds left." Pete just not realizing
we didn't come to a consensus. I've just been trying to defer to you, make sure you have a good time, fun time. Don't feel like you're getting steamrolled, bullied by the bully Peter. And then he didn't say anything.
No, I didn't. I just took it. I feel like I've been watching a lot of I Think You Should Leave, which I assume yes. I've rewatched them now several times because I just wasn't.
What's your favorite sketch?
The hot dog one has to still be my favorite.
Okay, what from season 2?
From season 2, I do like the space bar one. I think that's kind of it's funny in a way that's like a little uncomfortable. I'm trying to think. Season 2, the hamburger one's pretty good.
Yes. I'm joking. I'm just joking. So good.
And then when he asked them to record the video of them saying they're gonna kill the president, it's like, okay, well, like that's I appreciate that.
Quick, say that again.
That little beyond. I wasn't fast enough. It's a great show. But anyway, I feel like I just feel the show in my heart more, and now in every social situation.
Yeah, it's the best. We've been doing. I've been twice, like when we've been with friends this summer, and I've just like normally I'm not this kind of guy. Like, oh, you got to watch this, you got to listen to it. But I've been putting on I Think You Should Leave when we're hanging out with friends, and I'm just you have to watch this. And
if you watch it again too, like there are things you miss each time where like I end up appreciating it even more. Like even just a sketch where like you look at your phone because the episodes go by so fast because we're all like only 15 minutes.
Yeah. They do such a good job because people get so burned with sketch comedy like SNL. Just the sketches go on and on and on. And he does a good job both with the episode length and the sketch length of getting in, getting out, the joke. And it's always going to a new place. It doesn't feel like it's getting, stuck on the tumble setting over and over.
And I do like some of the callbacks too, where the guy with the hot dog eating it out of his sleeve, then he's selling the vacuum because he couldn't get it out of his mouth. Then even a little vomit in that scene. I like it. There are things like that. Like I normally don't enjoy comedy, but I'm like, you know what? It makes sense that he would puke on that person's book bag.
Yeah. And every time I watch it or rewatch the sketches too, I find something that I missed or that I appreciate more the second time around. Use promo code Pete when you watch I Think You Should Leave on Netflix.
Yeah, so that is our that's our approval here. Really brave one too, given that it's like the most memed thing on the internet right now. But very, very good show. And gotta give a shout out to the chat as well. We got FF Doom saying watching Pete draft with Spags gets me so excited for my home draft tomorrow. I don't know if he's implying that he's gonna be working people like you did me here, but I feel like that's a subtext, and I find it to be greatly unfair. I'm a top 300 ranked tournament player of the year, Pete. I don't know if you know this, and I've not played DraftKings in a month.
I think there are two interpretations of that comment. The one is that we sound like his drunk fish friends, or just the kind of lively banter we have going is what him and his friends strive for. It's one of those two. Should we take Gronk as our second tight end at this price point? Pick 200?
I think at this price point, I don't hate it. I also wouldn't be terribly opposed to Tevin Coleman. I know you're more of a Ty Johnson guy, if I remember from the newsletter, but I'm okay with either of this.
Okay, I think we can get Tevin Coleman coming back.
Okay, that's fine. And then Blitz in the chat saying you guys banter like an old married couple. It is too adorbs. I appreciate that. I think that's we've been doing it for a year now, Pete. It is, I think, next week I think will be because we started the podcast right before football season, as every good football podcast should.
That's correct. Wow. Another, I mean, this is up there on your Mount Rushmore, new job, new baby, moving across the country, 1 year anniversary of Splash Play. All of the biggest things that could happen in your life.
I know, Pete, you do so many shows that for you, it's just another part of the chart. For me, it's a special place where when I was doing lots of those shows, it's nice to do it. It's
Don't
fun.
try to act like this is more meaningful for you than me.
It's tremendously meaningful to work with somebody like you, Pete, to have you just take my.
This guy, shut the fuck up.
As I'm just sadly eating my fries. You're just going, oh, I would like a little bit of that. Give me that. It's Pete with fucking any pick I want to take.
And also, how do you read this comment? We put everyone through so much that it feels like it's been way longer. Is it supposed to be time flies when you're having fun?
It's true. No, I think people, because we've added so much value to every exchange. We had so many great guests, and there's a lot of things. I never put together the highlight reel of things, but boy, there were a lot of highlights, Pete, from that the first year. One day we'll have a producer who could do this stuff, so we don't have to.
Yes. If you want to be our producer, reach out to us. But you can't take over social media because Spags needs it every day. He needs that dopamine rush of logging in and following back.
Honestly, I'm just going to train the baby to fucking be our producer. Just get to work, kid. It's going to be more valuable. It was actually a debate we had where like my girlfriend doesn't want the kid to be on social media. And I was like, they can be on social media too if they want. Like, we just need to like make sure the comments aren't getting weird. But like, I feel like that's what you have to do. Just turn them loose. Let them get famous.
That's right.
Let them do best ball streams.
Let them have I feel like anyone I know, friends who have kids that are, in that, 10 to 13 range, that all of them say their kids ask them if they can start a YouTube channel because that's what they watch all the time. And They all want to be YouTubers. And it's like, this is going to end bad.
I mean, probably, yeah. But, if we're literally going to like Bill Simmons, I hate that he puts, and I mentioned Bill Simmons too much, but it's the only thing I still listen to with podcasts because there's just too many in general. But like he has his daughter on doing like teen culture stuff because I think she's like 15 or 16 now. And he's been doing it for years. And I absolutely hate it. Like I've listened to it once and was like, this is awful. I enjoy him talking about his kids. I don't enjoy hearing his kids. But if your kids are out there, like if my kid's giving betting picks, like fucking good, more kudos to you, kid. I'm glad you learned the plus EV plays right away.
Yeah. I don't know. I think she earned the spot. I don't think it was nepotism.
No, you don't think so? It's so funny because he has his son on too, and his son, he wants him to be a pro wrestler, and then he also has his nephew that produces the podcast. Like, I'm not going to knock the hustle, but like, boy, that is some prime modern nepotism.
Yeah, you don't want to knock it because in 15 years, when your baby boy is producing this show on his 10th straight year, people are going to clip this and they're going to have the receipts.
And we finished the draft. We survived. We didn't vomit. You ate the pizza in an impressive amount of time. So I feel like this is really a win of a stream all around.
Yeah. And honestly, this team, I love getting the premium double stack for both Jacksonville and Atlanta. I think this is a good 0 RB build. We got all of our running backs after costs, and it's a nice blend of upside, floor, early season production, late season production. I think that looks nice. Our wide receivers, I'm mad that I accidentally selected Brashad Perriman, although I don't even know who I would have taken otherwise. Probably Donovan Peoples-Jones or something. I like these wide receivers. I think they're good, and I think Gronk is like whatever. But at pick 200, I think he's a good pair with Pitts.
Ruggs, I hate the training camp buzz stuff, but it does seem like there are some positive things going his way. And if the Raiders too were just worse defensively, like they probably should be, it seems like they got kind of lucky based on a lot of the win total stuff last year. I think Ruggs can be in play. So I don't love the pick. I don't love Gabriel Davis. I really don't want to take an unvaccinated guy in a room full of proudly unvaccinated guys. But I do think that besides that, I think we worked it pretty well for the strict kind of guidelines we were under here of carbs and sodium.
Yeah. Considering, like you said, all of the factors, this could have gone a lot worse. I still am going to send you a baby gift, though. Even I'm giving you both Melvin Gordon and a baby gift.
Wow. That's the generosity on the show. That's why the show is so meaningful to me, Pete, which is what I was going to say before you muted me and fucking cuckolded me for the 5th time on the stream.
So, I mean, I'm a nice guy, but sometimes I got to just be done with some of your bullshit.
Tough but fair. Speaking of being done with their bullshit, that is the end of this.
Oh, let me do that. Let me do the giveaway.
Oh, the hat. Yes, of course. Yeah. How could I forget the hat? God, what a fucking idiot.
Yeah, you keep vamping while I get this set up.
Okay. YSYL Fantasy saying, do you know how longer? He's asking about Osmo. I will not be back with Osmo, but I'll probably doing some guest spots this fall with them because moving on to a new place. They've been great to me. Very happy for all my time there, for all the chance they gave me to get smarter about the stuff and to be willing to be give takes that are counterintuitive, like a Mike Davis or whatever. I give full credit to them teaching me the value of
you're
data.
Trying to offload the blame of the Mike Davis credit to Osmo now?
No, I mean the credit for when he's fantastic, but when I see a guy with that kind of volume, it's all about volume in this biz, baby, and that's what Pete knows from all his shows, and that's what I know for sports. But no, I'll be doing some stuff there, but yeah, I'll be moving my content elsewhere, and we'll talk more about it probably next week.
There you go. All right. Thank you. You guys have pretty good shot at a hat today. Also, I need to make sure yesterday, I noticed after the fact, some asshole put his name in 3 times. So I'm scrolling right now and I will call you out if you put your name in.
I like Anita hat.
No, trust me, that's Drico. He's trying to get me again.
Drico unfollowed the Splash Play handle, by the way, I noticed this week, and I'm going to call him out for that specifically because Drico and I have had fun. He unfollowed it.
We barely even tweet from that. Don't act like that was some nuisance in your life, Drico.
It hurt. So I was like,
oh my God. Unfollow his ass.
I prune him. Look, if we're going to follow everybody, I'm going to unfollow people that are maneuvering the game.
God, Anita Hat almost won, and I was going to lose my mind. Not after you unfollowed us.
Kevin McDonald, hopefully you're following us, but if not, either way, you win the Underdog Fantasy hat. And Pete, what does that give him the rights to? Does he get into the Underdog VIP club?
Yes, it's actually an NFT. It unlocks a private Discord with all fellow hat wearers, and it's a great community. We all kind of meme the hats, put a hat on a little Shiba Inu puppy. It's a great time in there. No, I'm going to email you a gift card to my store with a private link because these hats are not available for purchase, only through giveaways. And I'll be giving one away through Friday. So 6 more days of hats even after today.
There you go. So 6 more days or 7 more days of hats. And then the best ball drafts, they're going on to when? When's the last one of those?
Yeah. So I just arbitrarily, I was like, I want to do best ball streams. Mm-hmm. I was sounding like probably should chill Labor Day weekend. And then I saw that it was 12 and I was like 12 days of Christmas, 12 best ball drafts. It's so perfect. And so then I wrote this whole song and no, I didn't write the song, but I should, but I don't have time, but I should. That's it, Spags. I'm doing a stream in 30 minutes. I'll be fucking right here again in 30 minutes. And
then we'll have one more best ball draft next Friday here before, I guess that'll be our last show probably before the football season starts. But we appreciate you guys. Go follow at Splash Play Pod. Again, we're following back everybody on there. Follow at Peter Overzet, follow at Chris Spags. Thanks for hanging out with us, guys. It's a fun show, and we appreciate all of you guys heading into the final run here before the season. Good luck and